dream, hold on to it, and shoot for the sky.
We're going to talk about the World Championship picture. And I want to go through, I want to do the world titles, I want to do the mid-card titles, and I want to do the tag team titles. So that's kind of our next couple weeks of programming, so to speak. But today we're focused on the world titles. So I'm going to give you guys a name, and I want you to tell me where they kind of fit, because I got a little tier list. So we got 3 categories. They deserve it, they need a change, or they need to lose it. So we're going to sit here, we're going to discuss it. We got 12 names on the board. So first up, All Ego Ethan Page, the NXT World Champion. Where are we feeling? Do we like his run? Do you think he needs to change something? Or does he need to lose that damn title?
Say the options again.
So they deserve it.
To lose it or change something.
So yeah, they deserve it. They need a change, or they need to lose it.
I think he deserves it. I think he's just. I've always been kind of a fan of him. Thought he'd always do better in WWE than he did in AEW, and he's quickly risen to the top. I hope he keeps it a little bit longer, and yeah, I say my vote deserves it.
All right. Joey, how you feeling?
Okay, so since it's like out of all the companies we're probably gonna talk about, since it's NXT and you're supposed to get them main roster ready, I do feel like he deserves it. Okay, I think he deserves it. I think he needs to prove himself in WWE a little bit more before he goes to the main roster. He'll probably get the Intercontinental title or something when he first get as his first title when he gets there.
Right.
But yeah, I think right now he deserves it. I don't know too much about what he did in AEW, but I don't think he was ever like AEW World Champion or nothing.
No.
So he kind of deserves that taste of what it's like to be a World Champion of some sort and get that taste of gold and get ready for the main roster, because he'll probably go over there within 2025 by 2025.
Austin,
so, yeah,
you have any opinion?
No, I kind of agree with both of these guys based on what I know, what I've seen, and what I've researched and looked up about him. I'd say he's right where he needs to be. I'd say he deserves it.
I agree. I would like to see a little more something out of him, as far as like I want to see a real, like sink his teeth into it kind of feud. But I have a feeling they got something here with Joe Hendry coming up, so I want to see that feud bloom. But
even though he beat Joe Hendry, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I mean we believe in Joe Hendry. That's what we do.
And I'll take it a step further. I believe in Joe Hendry's going to make a Royal Rumble appearance. That's already my wild card for 2025.
Yes, I agree. Sticking with NXT, we got Miss Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion. How are we feeling about Roxanne? Yes, so the women's championships are world titles. Joey, you freaking sexist.
Well, I'm sorry.
You sexist prick.
I'm sorry. I grew up in the bra and panty era where the women's title was like pretty much a toy. So like I didn't know we were counting.
Yeah, well, this ain't that era anymore, Joey. Just for that, you're going last. Austin, what do you think of Roxy right now?
Man, I like her. I know I actually pulled against her at the last card prediction, but I did that just to why not, which is kind of my scenario there. I like her. I kind of, she's impressed me. I'd say she deserves it.
For me, I'm going to say that she needs to lose it. Not because of her performance or how she's held the title, but I think Julia's taken that title off of her when they hit the CW, and I think Roxy needs to go straight up to the main roster because I think she could do a lot of good. So, Ty, where do you feel, or where do you feel like she should be?
Same, like kind of still in the middle, like of change it or lose it, because for the same reason you said lose it. It's just because she's had it for so long. She's beaten so many opponents and proven herself already.
Yeah, she's had it since WrestleMania, so it's not been a short title reign.
I mean, if they wanted to, like, has she been the longest ever?
No, that was Io Sky.
That.
Or no, not Io Sky. That was
close.
No,
right?
that was Asuka. Yeah, that was Asuka who had it the longest. Then it was Mandy, and then it was Io Sky.
I thought Mandy went over Asuka for some reason.
No, she went over Io Sky.
But so if they wanted to make her that, then I'd say change it, because just change it up a little bit to maybe I don't know. Like I really like who she is right now, and feel like it's going well, but also
we're just gonna pretend like we didn't see it.
Asuka holds the record for 510 days.
Yeah. So,
but I feel like,
you feel like she needs a change.
If she's gonna keep it for longer, then she could switch it up a little bit to where the reign is. See, because I do like what she's doing, but also she could switch it up to where it's a different type of reign, I guess. Maybe she turns babyface. Right. I don't know. She's beating all the heels or something. So to keep it going.
Okay. So then, Joey, how are you feeling? You kind of feeling the same as Ty, or feeling the same as Austin?
I think she needs to change it up, because honestly, this is just me. I'm getting like Mandy Rose vibes from it.
Okay.
And I feel like every title reign should be different than all the others. And like, you should be able to look at someone's title reign and be like, well, that sucked, or that was cool for this reason. And I just get these Mandy Rose vibes. Oh, I'm the best looking. I'm the best champion. No one can be. Mandy Rose said all of that.
Well,
and I just get
Roxy's never been a
I'm
superficial champion, though. Roxy's never been a superficial. Like, she hasn't done that shtick. She has just legitimately been one of the best people on the freaking roster for a long time.
The only thing she's doing different than Mandy Rose is not having an OnlyFans page. I'm in the middle. She doesn't. I think she deserves it, but I don't think I'm on borderline. Like, she deserves it, but needs to lose it. And the only reason I say she needs to lose it is either you need to change shit up, or you need to give someone else that title. I just get too much Mandy Rose vibes in it. I prefer Mandy over her.
So we'll put her in the they need to change. I think that's fair. Like, I'm
like 50-50.
And again, it's not because she's done a bad job. It's because I think she deserves more. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying she did a bad job. I'm just saying, I get too much of a past reign vibe, and I want to see it be something different. I want to see her make it her own, not take from this and take from that, mash together and say, oh, I created something new. No, you didn't. You took two different things from two different recipes, put together, and called it all of me. Like, no, that's not how it works. You got to do something creative. You got to make it your own.
Jeez, Joey, you're just out for blood.
All right. 500.
Well, next up, this is one that I really think needs a change, because out of all of the world champions that I'm looking at right now, except for maybe Nia Jax, I think this person needs the most change, and that is Mark Briscoe as ROH champion, as ROH world champion. I think he needs to lose it, because it's just been stale. He won it during WrestleMania week. I think that was Supercard of Honor. And he's just done nothing with it. Like, the Roddy match was good, but outside of that, he's just done nothing. Does anybody have an opinion that will get him out of needing to lose it?
No, I don't know. It's like you're right.
Like the Jay Briscoe Memorial Tour has come and gone. Like, I'm not being a dick when I say that. It's just the truth. Like, he had a good. like he had a good run. Like he was good in the chase. It was like he did it for his brother, and it has the big feel good moment. And then ever since then, it's just kind of fallen off. So, Ty, you agree with me. Joey, it seems like you agree with me. Austin, any opinion?
I hate to say the word deserve because Jesus Christ, everybody can say that every wrestler deserves a world title reign, and I'm not saying he doesn't, but like, okay, his brother died, he paid tribute, we've moved past that. His family, his own wife and kids have moved past it better than he has, and I'm just gonna say this: when I see him come out and I see Jay's name still in the Titantron. It's like,
well,
dude,
that's
no,
never
but I'm
changing.
saying, like, dude, you're writing, like, your brother's gone. I wish you the best, but still, you have to now. You are now in a situation where you have to, you have to ride this out on your own. You can't ride your brother's coattails and drag this out forever. I think he needs to, and I'm not even leaning toward deserve it right now. I am saying he either needs to, change it up and make it his own, or he needs to lose it and, do something else. But I'm just, the whole reason I'm kind of like just over it is because I did this for my brother. I mean, I get it, but it's like every time I watch a Cody Rhodes promo, I hear, my dad was Dusty Rhodes. My dad was Dusty. Okay, we get your dad's Dusty Rhodes. Shut the fuck up. We know who your family is. Same thing with him. We get your brother's Jay. We get you love him. We get your pan tribute. Move on. So either change it up or lose it.
Austin, before Joey so rudely interrupted you, anything to add?
No, not really. To be honest, I've not kept up a whole lot with Ring of Honor, but I do remember seeing some stuff about when his brother passed, and to be honest, I did not know that he was actually still kind of writing on that. So hearing that, I'd say I absolutely would agree with all three of you guys.
Okay.
I feel like a dick saying this too, man. Like, I feel like
nobody wants to say it.
They're gonna hate me for everything I said about Mercedes Moné and Jack Perry and this guy and this guy. I'm gonna get like a shit ton of heat for this. I bet. I mean, I bet there's gonna be a lot of things people disagree with me on.
Next up, we got the ROH Women's World Champion, who is, I believe, 11 days away from breaking the record for longest title reign in ROH history, and that is Athena. So where do we feel like Athena belongs on this list? Austin, I'm going to start with you, because I feel like you haven't had a chance to really talk too much.
Talk all you want to do. It's a podcast.
Yeah, gotcha. Man, this is I hate to keep repeating this, but this is another one of them that I'm just not super educated on.
I mean, I suppose I shouldn't have started.
No, I mean, it's all good. I mean, I have no shame in my game. I don't know what I don't know, and I'm not gonna just blab on, acting like I know something I don't. I've actually never even heard that name until you said it. So I've been taking in a lot and learning a lot from listening to you guys talk about them. I just don't. I don't think I know enough about her to really speak on this one.
That's fair. Ty, why don't you start us off then? How are you feeling with Athena's reign?
I to lose it. It's like, she's, like you said, she's about to make the movie, and it's like, yeah, it's just time. It's like, I feel like, maybe there was a couple cards we played where I thought maybe she'd lose it, but or even I've chosen her. But, like, regardless, I still think
Billy Starks is the way to go. I think after Billy lost the TV title, I think that kind of cemented like, oh, that is the direction they're going in. But the problem with ROH pay-per-views is there's only 4 of them a year, so that every story has to be like 90 days long. So
no wonder we don't cover. I was gonna say, no wonder we don't cover Ring of Honor pay-per-views too much.
Yeah, no, that's literally the reason. That's literally the reason that we don't cover ROH as much as we do the others, is because there's only 4 pay-per-views a year. Joey, how are you feeling about Athena?
I feel like she deserves it because she got shit on in WWE. she came in the main roster, and I think she got injured at one point. But when she came back, like, WWE didn't give her, like, I don't know, they acted like her NXT history didn't happen. They acted like, oh, well, she's just another face on the show. And I liked her. I thought she could have been, you know, Raw Women's Champion or something. But WWE never, you know, gave her the ball and told her to run with it. So yeah, I think she deserves to have that that longest reign in history type of deal. She deserves it. But at the same time, it's like you might need to lose it sooner rather than later, because once you, okay, like the fans right now are like, we gotta see her get this long reign. Once that happens, okay, now it's going to get stale. Now the fans are going to get bored with it because you already broke that streak. It's kind of like when the New Day broke the tag team record and then they lost it like that very next pay-per-view. Right. I'm not saying she needs to do that, but it's like, yeah, you deserve to make that history-making title reign, but sooner rather than later you need to lose it from it getting stale. And it's already, and for a lot of people, it's already getting staler than weak old potato chips.
Well, it looks like we're kind of in the middle. Ty says she needs to lose it. You say she deserves it. I'm going to put it in she needs a change. Not because of her, again, not because of her, but just her booking. And I think that change is kind of the light at the end of the tunnel with Billy Starks finally getting one over on her mentor and taking that title off her.
I've actually seen her. She's walked past me when I went to go see Swerve or whatever. She was there and she just walked past me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's tiny, isn't she? Like, she is like short. But by God, that woman can do things in the ring that scare me. Speaking.
Plus, it doesn't help. When WWE's Walmart and Ring of Honor is kind of like the Kmart of wrestling right now.
You stepped on my punchline.
You got one store left open, and it's all the way in Kansas.
You stepped on my punchline for your stupid Walmart joke.
You had a Walmart joke?
No, yours is. Speaking, I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear you. Speaking of women who scare me, Jordynne Grace, TNA Knockouts World Champion. How are we feeling about Jordynne Grace? I think she fucking deserves it. She's the coolest thing in TNA right now, man or woman. One of the coolest things in wrestling right now to begin with her globetrotting between, you know, the Wrestling Combine, NXT, you know, all other indie, you know, promotions and whatnot, showing up in the Royal Rumble. Like, is there anything this woman's not doing?
I think she was like the second person ever to make that, you know, crossover to WWE as a TNA active star and champion. Yeah, Mickie James was the first, but you gotta admit that Jordynne Grace has taken what Mickie James did and, like, you know, stretched it by a mile. Because she's wrestled in WWE as TNA champion in the Rumble. She's done it in NXT. I mean, when people think about who really did it first, it's like, well, yeah, Mickie James was the one to do it first, but Jordynne Grace was the one who really took that ball and ran with it.
To turn a phrase, Mickie walked so Jordynne could kick ass.
And just the different places she's gone, I'd say she absolutely.
Austin, are you familiar with Jordynne Grace's work in TNA and NXT and what have you?
I am not super familiar, but as of recently, I've looked a lot more into her, and from what I've seen, Jesse, I'm inclined to agree with you all the way.
It's like awesome. It's like Corey Graves. It's like Corey Graves said, the woman's got muscles in places that we don't have places. she is a monster. Ty, any opinion that would sway us?
Nah, just, you know, all the same things, and also just that's what a world champion does. Her just going all around and
like she flies the flag for TNA.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up, Nick Nemeth, TNA World Champion. How are we feeling about him? Austin, are you familiar with Nick Nemeth at all?
Formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, is that right?
Correct. I want to give
Okay.
you a chance to talk.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I was more familiar when he was in WWE. I'm not as familiar with his run in TNA at the moment.
Okay. I guess Joey, why don't you tell me your thoughts on Nick Nemeth then?
I think he needs to keep running with it, dude. I mean, once again, I mean, he just falls along that line of wrestlers who got shit on in WWE. And, like, I remember when he got, I think it was Alberto Del Rio that beat him for the world title. WWE never looked back and gave him a second chance. And don't even count that NXT title reign as a chance, because that was like giving your kid a piece of candy to shut him up.
I mean,
Ziggler,
if you're
I
counting,
think he deserved a lot more in WWE, and he's finally getting the recognition he deserves in TNA. He's finally getting that world title run he deserves, and the fans love it. The fans are behind him. Even so, and even this John Bradshaw Layfield thing, there's no telling where that duo is gonna go. So we have a lot of storytelling to tell with Dolph Ziggler, or I still call him Dolph Ziggler, but we have like we have a long ways down the road to see where this goes. And I'm enjoying him finally. He looks happy as world champion.
He does.
He looks happy, and I'm kind of happy for him that he finally left that mid-card WWE umbrella, and he's finally looked at as, you know, top-tier talent. So he deserves it, and I want to see him keep going.
You know, it's funny you bring up that they never gave him a second chance. But even if you're not counting the NXT title, that man is a 3-time world champion in WWE. Like, he held the world title 3 times.
But you could sleep on that NXT reign. There's a lot of fans out there.
I'm not even talking about the NXT reign. He held the world heavyweight championship 3 times.
I know, but like his first reign and what he do, he won it and lost the Edge the same night. And then his second reign, he got a concussion, and WWE was like, you're too soft. He went and held the NXT title, but when you think of NXT title, you think of like Sami Zayn's, Kevin Owens, and Shinsuke Nakamura's and stuff, Adam Cole's. You think of all these big names, and if I was to tell this person, hey, Ziggler held the NXT title, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. There's people who slept past that small reign. So every reign he had, every world title he had in WWE just got slept on, I feel like.
Ty, you have any opinion?
I'm glad the Zigzag Man is a world champion. Like, you know, it's a long time coming. I was bummed when he left WWE just because I just enjoyed seeing him wrestle. And I didn't know what he was going to do after that. But now that he's in another company, I enjoy watching his promos. I enjoy watching his matches. And he definitely deserves it. I hope he keeps it for a while.
All right.
I will say my top 3 wrestlers to pull off wearing pink is Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler is up there. He is probably one of the only guys I can watch wrestle a match in pink and take him seriously.
All right. Well, I'm gonna switch up the order here a little bit because I have one that's sticking out like a sore thumb from me. And
I bet it's come through.
No. And I'm just going to say to this wrestler, if you see the picture that I added for this little tier list, I apologize. That is not how I wanted it to be cropped. And I know you're very sensitive about your image, but that's what we got to work with. I'm going to go with Nia Jax here. And I'm putting Nia Jax.
You did her dirty, didn't you?
I didn't mean to.
Fuck no. You could have found a better picture on Google and you know it.
But I'm just going to say this. I'm putting Nia Jax in the need to lose it category, and you guys have to sway me. You guys have to tell me why she deserves to leave that. Because I do not want to see her as champ. She's can be a transitional champ, whatever. But damn it, it is Tiffy time. Tiffy needs to turn on her ASAP. I do not want to see Nia as champ.
You are high right now.
You know what it means? Like, if you got a custom briefcase, that means she's gonna hold that thing for a long ass time. They're not just gonna have a custom brief. Like, if she was gonna get they wouldn't make the custom briefcase. Nia Jax.
I know you're right, but that doesn't mean I'm happy you're right.
Plus, to add to what Tyreek's saying, they just now started selling replicas of her briefcase on WWE Shop for like $150, $159.
Okay, but tell me,
they're not gonna get rid of that.
That's
right now.
But you guys are all focusing on Tiffy. I want you to tell me why Nia deserves to be champion.
I've said this before. Literally the best version of Nia Jax ever. She deserves to be queen. She deserves to be world champion. She has just been on this run ever since she's gotten back and has been the best version and is actually looking like that dominant force that she's been, made to look like, the irresistible force and everything. But she's pulling it up to perfection. She's doing her best. And it's honestly, there's not a lot who can freaking beat this version of Nia Jax. There really isn't. Of course, there's
Austin. Austin, do you feel the same way as these two?
I don't really have a very strong opinion for or against her, really, but I can't think of any reason why I would say that she should lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Oh man, I was beginning to like you. All right.
My opinion on it, though, I didn't even say this one, but I like Nia Jax, and I think she, like Makai, I think she deserves it. I think she will lose to Tiffy down the road, but if she's gonna be, she's like the biggest woman on the roster other than Doudrop.
Okay.
And I feel like she's got a lot to prove.
We do need to move on here, guys. So I will take your criticism and I will put her into the deserve it, but I'm not happy about it. She's going at the bottom of deserve it.
This just proves you did her picture dirty wrong on purpose.
I did not. It's just a picture of her winning.
You're shitting all over her, and then you give her a shitty picture. I mean, this is just proving the pudding.
It's just a picture of her winning the title.
I feel like she injured someone that you liked.
She injured everyone.
I feel like you looked up cringe pictures of Nia Jax and picked one that was the worst.
He just did it with a hint of salt,
just a hint.
I have to say she deserves that kick because I like thick women. Just putting that out there.
Well, let's go to the men's side of this since we're already on SmackDown. This one I think we're going to be kind of divided on. Cody Rhodes, WWE Undisputed Champion. I personally think he needs a damn change. I'm not saying he needs to lose it, but he needs something's got to change with him because his title reign has been stale, like day old cracker stale.
Very.
Austin, I know you're going to have an opinion on Cody Rhodes, so let's go to you first.
I agree with you. I think that there needs to be a change, and there needs to be a significant change, and quickly. If not, it's going to get too old to the point where it's going to lose all of its interest. They need to make his title reign mean something. So far, it just, to me, it hasn't.
Yeah, he needs a good blood feud, or he needs a change in character or something. I can feel the Kevin Owens heel turn coming, and I feel like that's the direction they need to go in for Bad Blood. After that, I feel like it should be a 3-month-long Randy feud, and that gets us to the road to WrestleMania. That's what I think it should be. Okay. But so, Ty, how do you feel about Cody Rhodes right now?
Y'all are 100% right. It's like he just needs to change it up in some shape or form, and just I've enjoyed the matches, but it's the feuds themselves just, could use a little more intrigue.
Stale.
Yeah, it could use a little more intrigue. So I'd say change it. I don't think he should lose it. I definitely don't think he should lose it. But change it up.
Okay. And then, Joey, I know how you feel.
Look, I'll make it short and sweet. He is no tribal chief. When Roman wrestled, he was not only the main event of the show, but every title reign was personal and meant something. Cody's out here You deserve a shot. He's like the Oprah of title shots. You deserve a shot. You deserve a
He
shot.
really is.
And if you think about it, Roman was main eventing and making that title mean something. Cody's gone on more first matches of the show, I think, than main events. And oh my God, I think he's the example of they should have put him in the world title picture first and let him got his feet wet and then put the Undisputed title on him. This is his first ever real world championship that matters, and I just think they said that the person that defeated Roman was going to have to carry this reign, carry this ball. And I think Cody has let it slip. And sure, the fans are loving him, and he's still popular than ever. But, I mean, god dang. This is like leaving a banana out and watching and coming and going in the kitchen the next day and it just looking like brown as shit. I mean, this is garbage. Cody needs to change it up. And Plus, being biased here, he does not deserve it because he did not deserve to beat Roman Reigns.
But he did. He
didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve it, and you can never change my mind.
Regardless if he deserved it or not, he did it. He did.
No, Roman.
Yeah, I mean,
won,
it was a
proof.
feel-good moment, and then ever since then, it's kind of been lacking. Like they kind of touched it with AJ, but the AJ feud's it's gone now. It's not here.
Who remembers the promo? Who remembers the promo of Roman Reigns saying, "I want someone to beat me for this title. I want someone who's good enough to take this off me and do something with it." Roman Reigns is sitting back on his tribal island like, "Ha! I told you. No matter who you put after me, they're not going to come up to my level."
All right. Well, we understand your rant, Joey. We know your opinion. We sympathize, but we do have 4 more to get through, so we do need to move on. Next up, we're gonna go with Liv Morgan, the WWE World Women's Champion. How are we feeling about Liv's reign, Austin?
That's a good question. I really like the feud that her and Dominic are engaged in with Rhea and Damian. That's entertaining. As far as her reign as a champion, though, it's kind of tough to see because it's just been really wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
So,
like as a champion, it hasn't been great, has it?
Agreed. So I'd say a change would be needed. I'd like to see more out of it. I think it could be more. So I'd say it needs to change.
Ty, Joey, any other opinions? Do you feel like she deserves to stay out of the need of change?
She should lose it, man. She should lose it. It's just I don't know. It's like this whole storyline with Dom. I don't think she doesn't really need the title to be holding the title like that. It's like I don't know where they'll go with this, but I haven't enjoyed the reign, so I'm a vote.
I'm just gonna go with lose it. It's kind of sad that CM Punk's bracelet means more than her title reign. And plus, her title reign is revolving around Rhea. It's revolved around Rhea since she took it from her when she was injured, and now that she's back, I mean, it's just revolving more around Rhea than it is herself. She needs to lose it and maybe get it back in a year or two when she's done with the Judgment Day stuff. But god dang, I'm just over it. I guess the one good thing about her holding the title is hey, she's hot.
So my question is then, guys, does she need a change or does she need to lose it?
Oh, lose it.
I better lose it.
Lose it.
Oh, okay, Austin.
Y'all made compelling arguments. I'd be inclined to agree actually after hearing that, and then to kind of piggyback off what Joey said. I think a lot of my keep it sentiment was just because she's hot. I ain't even gonna lie.
Y'all are such misogynists. We run a classic program here.
But that is what college.
I'm nothing if not honest, man. I mean,
but she makes the title look good. She makes the title look good. And hey, by the way, I'm a podcast co-host. This is where I share my voice, okay? And even if it is a little sour, you know, it's my voice, so I get to share.
All right. Gunther, world heavyweight champion. Joey, what do you think of Gunther as world heavyweight champion? And try not to take 30 minutes explaining why.
Oh, calm down, Dad.
Yeah, this game does have other things to do.
Lose it. Yeah, his Intercontinental title reign was cool, but
did you say
like
lose
at the
it?
end of the day, when he loses, yeah, lose it. I don't care for it. I feel like at the end of the day, we'll be talking about his Intercontinental title reign and how good that was more than we ever will this world title reign. I'm just not a fan of it. Loses to someone else. Maybe John Cena and give him that 17th title run.
I think you're right about the IC title thing. Like, that's going to be his defining characteristic. I think you're crazy for thinking he
deserves
you
it.
want him to lose it.
I'm not saying he don't deserve it. I want him to lose it. He deserves it, but I just don't. There's nothing he can change about it that will make me like it more. He had it. Cool. Lose it.
Austin, how are you feeling about Gunther?
What am I thinking about him? I wouldn't necessarily say that he needs to lose it. In fact, I kind of think, in my own opinion, I feel like since they've kind of brought that title in, they've had a hard job of kind of making it seem like it meant anything, in my opinion, from looking at it. And I think if anybody would be the person to do it, I think he could be.
See, I tend to agree.
So that's what I think. So I'd say he deserves it, and I'd like to see him hold on to it long enough to give it some meaning. You know, as opposed to just.
Ty, do you have any opinion?
I definitely think he deserves it, but I'm gonna go with change it up just because I think he'll have to do that eventually. First of all, he's just beating so many people that it's just gonna get tougher and tougher to have compelling matches and everything. But if he switches, I don't know. Like, I know it's what makes him him, and he's like a wrestler and everything. But I just feel like it's going to get to a point where he's just beating a bunch of people, and it's like it's going to need a switch up eventually.
I just think he needs a good blood feud, and he'll be good.
I think for me, it's like I enjoyed Seth Rollins' title reign so much that, you know, I feel like you have to top that in order for it to interest me.
I was thinking about that. Like, Seth's title reign, like, I don't think people, like, give it the credit it was due. Like, things he was doing, he didn't put his body on the line. It was insane. Like, especially when it ended. It was just the way
Seth's title reign set the precedent for that title.
Yeah.
It really did.
Well, we have two left. We're going to go with the women's side first. We're going to go with AEW Women's Champion Mariah May. I honestly think... Yeah, I was about to say, I think this is going to be quick and easy, and I think the other one is too, but we'll talk about it. I think Mariah May has had the best single women's match in the last, fucking 6 months with Toni Storm at All In. Not only that, but she had the best feud. I think she fucking deserves it. I think you should give her all the flowers, all the accolades. Let her hold it for the next year. That's my opinion. Ty, how do you feel about Mariah May?
Well, you know, it's the start. I'm liking what she's doing, so I'd say deserves it. She doesn't need to change anything, and I'm just excited to see where it goes.
I do apologize about the little man, by the way, so if you guys can hear him on your end.
That's all right. If you ever hear my dog barking in the background, just remember this moment.
Those are just the
how do you feel?
Admittedly, I've not followed much on her. Based on what you and Ty have said, though, it sounds like she's doing a phenomenal job.
Okay. Joey, anything to add?
Short and sweet. I don't care about it, but I'd rather it be her than Chelsea.
Wow. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, dude?
I mean, I had more fun watching Toni come out and do her thing with the title, but, you know...
I mean, Toni was great, but...
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that, but if you had to hold a gun in my head and say, hey, her, Chelsea Shaw, I'd say, I guess pick her. And I mean this actual her. But I'm just saying.
All right.
Just crapping on somebody.
Well, there's only one left. I think you guys can guess who it is. AEW World Champion Bryan Danielson. I don't think this goes anywhere but the tippy top of all, or of They Deserve It. Does anybody have a dissenting opinion?
Oh, and by the way, what you said earlier about like Darby Allin being the one to take it off of him, I think that'd be amazing.
Joey, Austin, anything to add?
I think I said it earlier. It's short and simple. I'm over Daniel Bryan. I don't care.
Yeah, you did.
I hope that he has a great title run. But I mean, if anything, me personally, I'm just looking at me because I'm not a big Daniel Bryan fan. It's just my personal opinion. I'm looking more about who's going to be the guy to beat him for it. And if it's Darby Allin, which I'm a big Darby Allin fan, I learned about him from AEW. If he does lose it to someone like Darby, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not saying he needs to lose it now, have a good run with it, but I'm more interested in who's going to take it from him.
That's
rather than how long he's going to hold it.
Yeah.
So we got an upside down pyramid thing going on. So just to recap, and then we'll be done.
We'll give Austin. Austin didn't say nothing yet.
Oh,
well, I'd say actually. No, you're good, man. I'd be willing to agree with Joey and Ty on it. No, I'd say it's awesome. I do believe he deserved to get it, but I think the interest is going to be more so on who's going to be the one to take it from him.
Yeah,
so I'd say deserves it though.
Fair enough. So again, we have sort of an upside down pyramid thing going on. So from worst to best, we have They Need to Lose It, which is occupied by Mark Briscoe and Liv Morgan. I think that's fair. They Need a Change, which is Roxanne Perez, Athena, and Cody Rhodes, which all three of them are in there not for their body of work, but more so for, either they have something that's better coming for them after this title reign that they're in, or in Cody's case, he just needs something of substance to sink his teeth into.
Yeah, lose it back to Roman.
And then we have They Deserve It, which is overwhelmingly, the more popular of these three categories, which is a good thing. I mean, these are world champions. They should deserve it. They should be in a situation where we're like, yeah, they need to be in that spot. And in there we have Bryan Danielson, All Ego Ethan Page, Jordan Grace, Nick Nemeth, begrudgingly Nia Jax, Gunther, and Mariah May. So that is all 12 of your world champions.
The only way you could possibly interest me in this Cody run is if it was like Cody versus Stardust.
And I think that's a great place to leave this podcast. So, from myself, Jesse Henrik, you're no longer RPD Ring General. Just as a reminder, that title is now up for grabs, and during this Supercard 17, we see these three men going for that title: Joey Hudson, Tyreek Ramsey, and Austin Cochran. And we will see the fruits of their labor this Saturday for All Out, as well as next Saturday next Friday, I should say, for TNA Victory Road, which we will be predicting next week. Outside of that, again, just to recap, Eddie Wade did win our RPD Prophecy Championship at the last Supercard. He is celebrating in Tahiti. Didn't decide to come into work today. Maybe he'll come in next week. Maybe he won't. Depends if we're blessed with his presence. But from myself, Jesse Henrik, Eddie Wade, Joey Hudson, Tyreek Ramsey, and Austin Cochran, this has been the Ring Post Daily Podcast. We hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, happy wrestling.